Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me. This is Smash That Small Pad. It's a collaboration put on by Bourbon Creek Crafts here on YouTube. Stampin' Cat on Instagram also joins us, and the links are down below. This month I smashed Take Flight by Pink and Main. This is maybe not my favorite paper pad ever, but I knew that going in. And I even got a comment that someone thought, maybe I would have destashed this one. I get it. I was thinking boys' birthday cards, masculine, gender neutral. I think also it works for older males too, not just boys. I could have used some cars, airplanes, different images in here, and if I have those dies or run across them later, maybe I'll add some, but the colors are odd, so they'd have to be like white or orange or something. I am down to, I'm gonna ditch this. I don't like my stars and rose, well, unless it's patriotic. And the clouds, no, I didn't use a bit of the clouds. And then this, and there was a little bit of paper missing from this. I don't know, it was open and I or someone else had taken something out. I'm not sure that I bought this. This is 18 cards that I have here. And I used two of the Bourbon Creek Crafts sketch sets. If you're not familiar with Beth's amazing sketch sets, be sure and check out her channel, Bourbon Creek Crafts, and she uses them in various cards. The idea here is this one with a 2-inch strip is one of hers. And then there was another one that had a narrow strip. And of course, I can't follow instructions. So sometimes I had 2, sometimes I had 3. And then I really liked this one where I didn't line them up. But the paper choice I have doesn't do it justice on video because there's not enough contrast. Make-A-Wish. I used this stamp a bunch. I used bold, masculine fonts. You'll see that. This isn't like girly, wispy. Like I didn't use anything like this. So I have Make-A-Wish and then the 2 stripes and a bunch of those Make-A-Wish. Here's this paper and then this. And this one I went with an oval, some circles. This is the stamp that I was originally thinking of when I thought, I'm going to use this paper pad. And then it took me forever to find it. I didn't find it till the very end. You are the superstar of the day. Could be birthday, could be you did something amazing at work, whatever. So I used that with star papers, and you can see here I matted it on a stitch die also, and I've used gray on these. Make-A-Wish, again, and gray. Matting everything the same is one of my tricks for speeding up a smash. I think I've talked about that before. To get lots and lots of variety, I putter around and I slow down, but I went through and prepped gray layers for all of these cards as quick as I can. Okay, lucky to have a friend like you. Wanted to show you 2 things on this. One is layered. This one's layered with gray, and this one is a stitch die, but not layered. And I like them both. They are for different things sometimes. If I want to send a card and I want to be able to put a bunch of die cuts in it and not make it too thick, it can't be one of my thickest cards. Like this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of paper on the front of the card base. So it's added weight and thickness. So this one, again, 4. This one, only 3. So I went a little thinner. So keep it in mind, I like them both. Lucky to have a friend like you. Either way, it's a cheerful card to get in the mail. I loved the skinny banners from the sketch set from Beth, and then I used a whole bunch of them. So what I did was I went through 2 of her sketch sets with this angle thing going on and cut a bunch of stuff, and I was talking, it got a little messed up. And then I just played with them and mixed and matched and made cards. It was much faster than if I had done it on my own, even though I didn't follow the sketch set totally. Okay, here's another one, Make-A-Wish, and we have that space in the middle. So I did it with different sentiments and different papers, but it's the same idea. Happy birthday. This die gives me fits sometimes because I try and use it on paper that's too busy. And you can see here, maybe you can, I put vellum behind it. And it's not a double layer die, but I just took this die cut, glued it on there, and then trimmed around it. Just glue it down and trim like anything else as if you were fussy cutting. And what it does is it tones down the pattern right here. Because this one's on white, you don't notice the vellum as much, but it tones it down. And then here I have a gray, and I use the vellum as a shadow behind it. I think it stands out okay, but you can see the vellum shows much better on darker. So if you want that pop, do it on a darker one. This one looked in my specialty bin. Do I get points for that? It sort of goes. It's like a bluish, and it's really iridescent and fun. Again, this is a sketch set outcome where you have the 2-inch strips. And I usually put washi across that middle seam so it doesn't show, but I've seen Beth put just really big things across it so that it barely shows and you don't really notice it. So that's what I was trying here. Joy, I had the Joy already cut and I was like, I'm gonna try it. I don't love it. I wouldn't remake the card. I also think this font isn't as, it's not quite right for these papers like some of these bold, weird ones are. Not weird, but just very masculine. So I'll use the card, but it's not my favorite. Okay, Get Well. I was trying to punch out circles and I just had a pretty big punch handy. But I think that's a way to make embellishments. Stars, circles, whatever you have for a punch or a cut. And then it added some more interest. It wasn't like all of them. I think this would work like kid with a broken arm, adult male. I think this would work. I mean, you could send it to me too, but it's a little more masculine. Okay, so a lot of these strip cards, and I really like it as far as a layout and with the circle embellishments. Here's another hello, and I put vellum behind it. I got a little rowdy with the glue. Remember the vellum? The glue's gonna show. That's why you want to put it behind your sentiment. You are the superstar of the day. I was looking for a star die for this card, and I ended up using this. So then I used the scrap for it because I was looking for a star die that was small enough to fit that scrap of paper, and it was scraggly and long. And then I ended up with this fun piece, so I put it on this card. Sometimes you get down to where you just don't have much paper. And here, I didn't have much paper. So this is not enough contrast for me. I would have liked this to be bigger and one of the dark papers. But I inked the edges of it with gray, both of these layers, so it shows a little better. This was my very last Desperate card. Congratulations on reaching your star. The font isn't bold and wild, but it's a star sentiment. You know, I have a lot of those. And I put it on this big oval because that's what I had handy. And then I had one tiny little star left, so I put it. So I made it to the end. Sometimes when you get down to the end of a smash, I'll be honest with you, you're like, I don't care, just glue it together. But I think these are viable cards. I also think some of them, maybe if I was going to give them to a little kid or something, you know those silver stars, I think they're puffy. A lot of us got them at Joann a long time ago. Some of those silver or gold stars could go on these and jazz them up if you're going to hand deliver them. I have mentioned it before. I don't put a lot of chunky embellishments because I want to be able to mail them. And I add them at the last minute a lot. Like if I'm taking the card and I'm going to a kid's birthday party, I can put all kinds of crazy big stars. Matching will be tricky, so I'd probably go white or silver. But if I'm going to mail this, I'm not going to do that because I want it to be thinner, especially if I want to put something in it. Scraps are going in the trash. I don't like the clouds at all. Oh my gosh, I did not use those. Be sure to check out what Beth and Kathy made. I will be back again soon with another video. There's all kinds of stuff going on in my craft room. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.